Hey everyone. So while we're cleaning these fields up, preparing for hay season, trying to make sure everything's clear, the hay cutters, rakes, baler and all, um, there's bones that we had to pick up. Well, we picked some of these bones up before and we had dumped them over to the sides, and some of them we had put in big plastic containers to come by and pick up the tractor, but they had got partially scattered again by either wild dogs or coyotes, and so we had to pick some of that up again. But I want to cover why it is that we had to pick up these bones from some lost cattle, what possibly killed those cattle. So I want to cover that with you. Let me show you something that we had to pick up and deal with. So I'm not going to show you every bone. I'm going to show you this is a skull to 3 of the cattle that we lost. There's a 4th and a 5th as well. And we had a question at one time, why are we losing these cattle? There really wasn't a good reason for these to be dead, and they weren't old. There hadn't been no sicknesses in the herd or anything, but all of a sudden they would up and wither up and die, and we couldn't figure out what the root cause was. But then as the grass had got shorter and they grazed down, we found this right here, a bucket full, and we are still finding them and gathering them, of golf balls. Now, these were not swung by a golf club out across our fields. These were in a spray pattern, shot across from what we suspect a neighbor that had newly bought a piece of property out here by us, off of a launcher. You can shoot blanks and like an AR-15, and they sell online these little adapters that you can put on the end of the gun and shoot blanks and launch golf balls. We heard the shooting down there constantly shooting. And they have plinking targets down there they're shooting, and they have AR-15s going constantly. Just so annoying to all of us living out here. This man does not live at this property that he bought. It's just a little weekend getaway while he returns to his home and sleeps peaceful at night in his little guarded in subdivision in the city. But we live out here, and I explained to this gentleman, these are our bedrooms here. This is our sleeping ground. This is where we live. We don't get to run back and have the comfort of a subdivision. But this is what happened, is these wealthy people with more money than sense and just don't care and don't respect others. This is what happens right here. It's just a playground for them. That's all. For us, it's a livelihood. It's our heritage. It's our crops. But for them, it's a playground and no respect for anyone else around them. Not the noise, not them still shooting at 11 o'clock at night with high-powered rifles all day long, endless, literally hundreds of rounds going off. They don't care. So what happens is that these golf balls, just like a plastic shotgun shell, a cow will eat that and chew on it and swallow it. It messes up their stomach, their digestive system. They don't just simply pass it. They're not like a human with just one stomach and everything flowing down like gravity. And they will just stop eating, wither up, and die. I reported this to the sheriff's department with promises to do something, promises they're going to get back with me. Nothing. I called the ATF on this, talked to them, because you're not supposed to shoot a solid projectile across your fence boundaries. That's also against the law. They would get back with me. They never did. The sheriff even looked up and seen about those golf ball launchers, but he promised me that I would hear from them. I never heard anything from them. We picked up as many golf balls as we could. I went up and finally just confronted the man myself, and they, swore to all ends of the earth it's not them. But even as I'm standing right there, there's tailgates down with AR-15s. They're in full-fledged shooting, and the driveway's covered in brass where they just literally drive over spent hulls. They're shooting. So this is what we get. And there was a very cocky young gentleman there as well. Since then, we've picked up more golf balls, but I'll show you more. So now let's back up. So one day, prior to finding these golf balls in the grass and not knowing what was killing these cows, because the grass was taller and I couldn't see them at the time, I was driving around checking the field, checking the herds one day, and I heard my truck get hit by something. I'm like, what in the heck? I got out, looked around, I mean, something hit hard, and I found this at that time. See this? Now I'm way out in a field, far, far away, hundreds of feet away from any other structure. A good at least 700 feet away from any other structure. All the nearby houses that went in are all my family, and they don't have nothing to do with golf. So as I find this, and I walk around my truck, I find this. This dent knocked right into the back of my cab by this. Did the ATF care? Nope. Did the Sheriff's Department care? Nope. Can you prove where it came from? Can you prove that your cows ate and died from a golf ball? Did you pay a vet to have an autopsy done and find it in its stomach right then? No. So I should become a forensic scientist instantly on the spot to even get this looked into, for them to even come question them. And of course, all they'll do is just deny it, right? You can look them up online. I really suggest if you look one up online that you don't buy one. And I really suggest if you look one up online and you were so blazing as to buy one, you really think about the dangers of that out there. Because let me tell you, there's more. This story doesn't end. So as I tell my uncle that lives right there nearby about this, they had discovered golf balls in their backyard, right near the playground where their grandchildren play. Swing set, little fort like little house thing, all that they had put up for the grandkids. Can you imagine if this thing comes flying and struck one of their grandkids in the head? Did the Sheriff's Department respond on that? Nope. Did they follow up when they were told this? Nope. Nothing. I didn't chase after the Sheriff's Department either. I mean, it's just heartbreaking that us out here, as long a history as we have, and all the other people impacted by it, they don't even care. Now let me tell you, they did have an officer that was already out in the area, and he did sit on the side of the road and listen for them to shoot late in the evening. But no one, from my knowledge, because I wouldn't know the knowledge, because nobody ever got back with me as they promised, ever followed up with me on this of what their end result was. Not one single phone call, not nothing. But there's even more. So then, property I have over another direction from them. In the back corner of that property, what did I find there? More golf balls. I asked a neighbor that has another adjoining property to them. Yeah, when they were out riding their side-by-side, their UTV, they found golf balls. And they just assumed that maybe another neighbor of ours must have been hitting them off his back porch. Well, I tell you what, he would have to have one amazing swing to send golf balls as far as these were found. No, these were all in the same pattern around one building, one piece of property, but nobody cared. So this is another reason that we had to go and put a lot of effort in. Not one day is this little quick video, but many days picking up and scouring, looking for these. And to this day right now, we will still be out there and still find them. Maybe a cow stepped on one and it pushed into the mud. We'll see this little white sticking up, or we'll see a yellow one sticking up. This is what we've had to deal with, and it's heartbreaking. I tell you, these are the things that you really feel that you're just being pressed on and pushed out from where you wanted to grow old, where you wanted to finish your final years in peace, where you've lived in peace for so many years. And outsiders with more money than sense buy a piece of property adjoining to you, and it's nothing but their wild, crazy playground. There's shooting ranges that are licensed all around that they can join to do all this. I mean, right on the other side of the trees where they have their plinking target is animals. And my neighbor's house, an elder couple, and their son's house, that when you're shooting that many rounds, there's a chance one stray bullet could make it through those trees and hit over there. Well, she has sheep, and she had a sheep with a bullet in the head that was in the back of her property. Nobody cares, because cater to the rich, right? So that's where we are. Damage to my truck, if I file it on my insurance goes up. What do you do? I mean, what do you do? It kind of reminds me of that Roadhouse movie, you know, the guy with the horses right across the little lake right there, and the rich asshole on the other side with the helicopters and the wild parties and the cocaine. Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds you of right there. Swerving down the middle of the road, running people off the road. I guess this is what it's going to be, you know, a David and Goliath. I don't know. But this is our problem, and what can you do if the law enforcement won't help you? And I'm not going to go start a war. We're talking about guns. So all I can do is just hope that my local law enforcement will wake up. I guess they probably will after somebody actually gets hurt. You know, that's how it does. Oh, well, we found out that there was reports that activity like this had been going on. But there it is. So I just hope that even over at my uncle's house that a kid don't get pegged in the head, or an adult or anyone. I have an elder family lives right by there too. By a flying projectile out of the mysterious space. I guess maybe these fell from outer space. Woo! The crazy comments that I got from the gentleman when I hit him up face to face about these. His crazy statements that he gave me of where these could have came from. Absurd. Just treating us like fools. Well, anyway, that's my rant in this, and I've got this little quick video of us cleaning up the fields, and it's not much, but this is the main thing I want to share. But here we are, beautiful fields. I don't know if you can see, it's starting to grow in pretty good. I'm about to run a Hay King Ripper through this, I guess, again. Today I'm looking for any cow bones. Melinda and I are gathering up any bones that's got drug up into the field by coyotes, or where the bulls maybe have pushed the limbs out from the tree lines out into the field. We don't want any of those things to get in a baler or hay cutter. My cousin was having to dodge some of this last year when he was baling hay, and I said, well, I'm not going to put anybody through that again. So here we are, beautiful day, beautiful land. I'll step out right here and you can see. So here's some of the stuff we gathered out of the field. Put in this washout to slow down this erosion here, and then later in the summer I'm going to clean out a couple ponds and pack in over the top of this. Stop this washout into my field here. But just look at that. It is amazing the stuff that can accumulate between bones and tree limbs. Man, oh man, all that potential havoc for a hay cutter, hay baler, even punch a tire on a tractor or a car. Thank you much, everybody, and sorry you had to listen to a rant there, but it's a serious one. Take care. Thank you. Please comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.